obviously no Victor or Anthony on the ice tonight. Any update on them? Are they okay? And then what's with Max Crozier being here? What's his status?
No, it should be status quo. Max is here for. I don't anticipate him playing tonight, but everybody else should be.
Coop, you always talk about you love the grit and determination of this group all year long. On a game like tonight, knowing your back's against the wall, it's win or go home. From your experience in the past, what does that bring out of a player or a team?
Well, I think the urgency level is extremely high. And so, I've been on both sides of it. And whether we were the team that was behind or we were the team that was up, usually get it's playoff time, so you're always getting an unbelievable effort, but it seems like the urgency is heightened, and the team has the same, thought process of, who knows, this could be your last shift. And so usually that brings a lot out of guys. You just don't want them to be in a situation where they're, antsy or not making plays they normally make. In the end, it's still another hockey game, and it just happens to be, the fifth game against the exact same team. But I think teams are growing pretty accustomed. They know what each other's doing. You just got to execute.
John, puck movement-wise, you're one of the best puck-moving teams in the league and highest-scoring team in the league. They come back through the middle. It's difficult to make multiple passes, which you guys have done so many times in so many games this year. Do you feel like you've made the adjustments, player for player, in that respect of taking the shots when they're there or giving up that one more cross-ice pass?
I would sit here and say that you've got two teams that are checking. And, a lot of these games aren't spent in either team's defensive zone. A lot of it's spent in the neutral zone. A lot of it's spent, dumping pucks in, teams getting them out. You don't see a whole ton of a whole bunch of offensive zone time. So that's probably a little bit of a byproduct of teams not wanting to turn pucks over. Teams probably playing a little bit of safe. Teams getting in their forecheck and trying to create stuff off that. But it's a lot of this series is spent in the neutral zone, and because of that, both teams are pretty good at that. They've got good structure, so a lot of those clean zone entries are a lot harder in this series than regular season.
You guys were one of the best power play teams in the league during the regular season. What are the Panthers kind of doing to kind of frustrate you on the penalty kill there?
I don't know. I think it comes down to they had an outstanding penalty kill last year in the playoffs, and they've kind of carried it in. They have a philosophy, and a lot of it's a lot of pressure. I think we've had opportunities. We just probably haven't executed at a level that we're accustomed to, and ultimately it has to come down to that. We got to execute better.